Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And I guess it's official. I guess GamerGate 2 is an official thing, and it's all thanks to Sweet Baby Inc.
Now, we've pointed out many times, at least over the last year, possibly two, that we've been seeing the journalists out there trying to start GamerGate 2 for a while now. But they finally got the catalyst they've been waiting for.
Yeah, they've been looking for something. I think they tried to start it with Hogwarts Legacy, and that backfired. It actually wound up, I believe their attempts to cancel that game actually wound up selling more copies of the game.
Well, I don't think this is going to work either.
No, most people aren't going to care. They're going to be like, oh, there's this company out there that's putting a bunch of ideology into video games when there really doesn't need to be any. Where are they calling it? Okay, well, we'll just make sure we don't buy any games this company's associated with.
But if you put a list up, they're going to come and harass you.
If you put a list up, yeah, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If you know there's a certain actor or director that you don't like their work, there's nothing wrong with putting a list up of, U-Bowl movies or something. You know what I'm saying? Like putting a list up of Sweet Baby Inc. games. If for people who don't want to buy their games, there technically is nothing wrong with that. But of course, now they're apparently calling in the feds for backup. There's a government-funded nonprofit that is talking about the danger of GamerGate 2 and the election and all this other crazy stuff.
Okay, yeah, it was funded by the Department of Defense or something, but that doesn't mean that
Homeland Security.
Homeland Security.
Yeah.
Okay, Homeland Security. That does not mean that they might have given the outlet grant money. It doesn't mean that they backed every article specifically on the outlet. I just want to point that out.
Guys, the election is in jeopardy. Democracy is at stake. Gamers hate shitty games.
Yeah, I know. Hurry, call the department or the Department of Homeland Security.
Make them play more Suicide Squad. Like, what the frick? So we're going to talk about this because they were blaming Gamergate for Trump winning. Like, that's how deranged these journalists are. They actually thought Trump won because of Gamergate. I'm like, I'll tell you the truth. Most gamers, they don't really care about politics. That's why they get so mad when they put politics in the video games and it doesn't belong in the video game. Because they don't care. They're not really paying attention to it. And you're forcing them to pay attention to it.
I think these people want good games. And they don't want to be...
They just want good games.
And they don't want, they don't want to be like ham-fisted bullshit at them. That's not saying people don't like diversity or inclusion. That's not what I'm saying. There's a difference. There's a difference between organic diversity and inclusion just because it fit the game. And, the stuff that Sweet Baby Inc. was pushing. I mean, the fact they have videos out there of the one person going about, go to the marketing people and you scare them and you show them that they have to put this stuff in or we're going to come after them. There's going to be backlash and all this other stuff. And I was like, wait, what?
They are, I think what's interesting about Sweet Baby Inc. is they are saying the quiet part out loud, as they like to say. They're actually saying what a lot of activists are thinking and doing. They're flat out saying, this is what we're going to do. We're going to put the fear of God into you or whatever.
You're not allowed to say that.
You're not allowed to say that either, apparently. But if you don't hire us to come in and consult, i.e. change things to make them more current year. And they're into everything. They're even going into tabletop now. They're getting into consulting with Wizards of the Coast.
Shocker there. And if the companies hire them and then people find out about it and they're mad about it, then the companies are stupid.
But we know they're stupid.
I know, but I'm like, and you know what? I think a lot of them did it because there was, and I think that's kind of tied to the government stuff. There was money, associated with pushing certain agendas. But now a lot of them are walking that back.
Yeah, so let's talk about this and how the government funded nonprofit is now defending Sweet Baby Inc.
Well, it's not just that; it's a whole bunch of journalists in lockstep, just like we said they were going to do.
Yep. This is I believe this is gaming journalism's last stand. So before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You get woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
And by gaming journalists, I mean like the Kotakus and the Polygons and the gamers. And
I like to use air quotes on that. You can't see it because I'm not on camera.
There are plenty of citizen journalists. There are plenty of game reviewers, independent voices. You don't need Kotaku, Polygon, and the Gamer, and neither do their companies. companies that own them because they're probably costing them money at this point.
But that's where I think this is all coming from because, the Sweet Baby Inc. thing aside, these journalists, they keep latching on to different things. And journalists, of course, in quotes for these outlets you're talking about. And they keep desperately trying to make GamerGate to happen. We saw that when they were into the GamerGate movies that disappeared and all that crap.
Yeah, that was weird.
This stuff to try to bring it back because after the Trump election and they didn't have the Trumpy stuff to talk about, then they were like, oh crap, our views, it's true, our views have gone down. And then every time one of these things come up, they keep trying desperately to start a big, GamerGate 2 again, because that's when they had views. And I think they're being told, Kotaku especially, you need to get views or you're going to be sold off. And they're probably like, shit, what gets views? GamerGate? So let's all go cover this and try to generate GamerGate 2.0 so that we can be like, oh, look, here's all these articles, all these hit pieces, and people are going to read it, agree or disagree. They're going to read it, and we're going to get a lot more views.
Yeah, I mean, look, Kotaku especially, and they're the ones that put that article out there where their editor infiltrated the Discord.
Yes.
But Kotaku's sister sites, Jezebel and Deadspin, are getting sold off.
Mm-hmm. And all he needs is a lawsuit, and then Kotaku gets sold off too.
Yeah, and now they're desperately going to call in every favor I think they can call in. So this is coming from Niche Gamer. American tax dollars are now going to defend Sweet Baby Inc. in the wake of backlash to an employee's harassment campaign against a Steam user. Just remember, this is one guy started a curated list. It's Cabrutus from Brazil. He's not even American, so they can't say he's like some alt-right Trump thumper.
Yeah. They will, though.
They will.
That's not true.
But yeah, so he's a guy from Brazil. He started this list just because he's like, hey, the common thread in all these shitty games seems to be this company, Sweet Baby Inc. So I'm going to start a list, and I'm going to keep track of all the games that they allegedly worked on. And that was enough to have them just completely lose their shit and try to get him canceled and harass them. And then,
remember, it's okay when they harass and threaten. That's okay. They flat out tell you they're going to threaten like the marketing people and stuff. That's okay. But if you fight back or harassment.
But now, yeah, exactly. Now we have to get the government involved in it. Like, what the hell?
I think the government was already backing this already. I don't think that was like they just backed it because of Sweet Baby Inc.
No. But
mental health nonprofit.
Yeah, take this as a mental health oriented nonprofit that emphasizes the unique needs of the game development community, embraces the diverse cultures and issues of the game community. The issue is a lot of AAA titles have sucked, and the common denominator seems to be Sweet Baby Inc. Mm-hmm. In a recent post by Take This, take it up the ass.
The mental health organization that, who's really worried about everyone unless you're white and male.
Yeah, pretty much.
Then your mental health doesn't matter.
They're awfully aggressive. They're like, hey, let's just kind of all sing Kumbaya.
Yeah, right. But they think it was okay when the people from Sweet Baby Inc. were out there, harassing.
I'm sure
that person who's not even from America.
I'm sure.
Okay.
The organization labeled the backlash Sweet Baby is facing as GamerGate 2 and blaming the lion's share of harassment on gamers, of course, despite the initial harassment coming from Sweet Baby employees.
Oh, no. According to the news outlets, no, they were innocent bystanders that just got picked on unfairly. That's Sweet Baby Inc. Again, GamerGate 2, we've been telling you guys, they've been pushing for this. We've been watching it in real time for the last couple of years. Now they finally apparently are getting it labeled GamerGate 2 this time.
Department of Homeland Security funded Take This just put out a document demanding the game companies denounce GamerGate 2. Okay, shit's gonna hit the fan.
I demand that the gaming companies denounce Sweet Baby Inc. And that person, I believe, hid their tweets, protected their tweets, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Thanks. I'm not sure,
okay.
but I'm pretty sure.
I'm sure people have screen captures of all this. Take This went on to use their platform to call on the industry to denounce GamerGate, despite Sweet Baby Inc. detected seemingly having no affiliation with it. Discord, Steam, and X have been the predominant platforms where the abuse and the harassment has been taking place. In these spaces, lists of game studios, companies, and associated organizations are being circulated for targeting by members of the mob.
But wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
On these spaces, though, too, they also had lists of organizations that supported, gave money to Republicans or, supported different groups.
Scott Cawthon from Five Nights at Freddy's.
And then they were making targeted campaigns against them to try to cause them problems because they didn't give money to the people they thought they should. And they had targeted harassment campaigns. But it's okay when they do it.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. For people so obsessed with mental health, they seem fine when you do it the other way.
As scholars and journalists have noted, the targeted...
they're calling them scholars?
Scholars and journalists.
Oh, my God.
The targeted harassment, hate, and cultural norms that were at the heart of GamerGate in the mid-2010s never went away.
Okay.
No, actually, it did, and every other year they would try to reactivate it. They would be like, now's the perfect time to talk about GamerGate, like 5 years after it's over.
I just think, okay, here's the thing. If you look at what happened in both of these instances, there was a catalyst, and it wasn't the people they keep blaming for it. Is what the catalyst was. Basically, people were like, I'm tired of this shit. And then they fight back. And then the people that caused the problems to begin with start screaming that they're being harassed. And it's crybullying. It's like you're out there deliberately poking the bear. And then the bear hits you back. And then you're like, oh my God, you're picking on me. Oh my God, harassment. It's like, the bear's bad. I'm like, but you kept hitting him with a stick. What did you think was going to fucking happen?
Well, I think they were hoping the bear would fuck them. Is what they're
that's yeah. There you
go. Sometimes you poke the bear, and sometimes the bear pokes back.
I guess.
Pokes you hard. Okay, this work is made possible by a grant from the Department of Homeland Security, DHS number EMW 2022 GR00036.
I think they have to put that at the bottom of the articles because the company in general got grant money.
God. Okay, so this is the document from Take This. It's not very long. We can go through it.
Okay.
If you're reading this, you've probably been hearing about what's now being called GamerGate 2. It's the latest targeted harassment campaign within the game industry, and it's aimed at Sweet Baby Inc., a Montreal-based narrative development studio.
Right there. Narrative development. Not, they're not calling them sensitivity. Narrative development.
Narrative development.
Okay.
The campaign also has been impacting entities and games associated with Sweet Baby, journalists covering the issue, and others associated in various ways with the targets. You may be at a loss to know how to talk about this issue and what, if anything, you can do about it. That's where we come in. Okay, nobody gives a shit outside of social media about this. Nobody knows this is going on. You're trying to make it happen.
But they've been trying to make this happen for a while. That's why they were going to do the movie and everything. We've been pointing this out. If you've been watching our channel, then we've been pointing this out several times. They have desperately been trying to be relevant again, and they think GamerGate 2 is what's going to do it. And especially now that blogs are getting sold off because ad rates are terrible and views are terrible. We got to make GamerGate 2 happen so that we can save our own asses. Quick, get all your journo friends to write hit pieces.
Help us, GamerGate. You're our only hope. Discord, Steam, and X have been the predominant platforms where the abuse and harassment has been taking place. In these spaces, lists of game studios, companies, and associated organizations are being circulated for target by members of the mob.
Again, people that they side with do the same thing, and they're okay with it then.
Absolutely.
Wait, do you have a list of people that you were mad about and that you feel like you should go target harass, like that guy's was it Discord?
Yeah, it was on his Discord.
Discord. Do you have a list of places that you guys are going out and infiltrating to deliberately harass and try to incite issues so that you can scream about it? Because if you do, that's the exact same damn thing.
They're gonna go.
You did it. You did the same thing you're claiming they did.
They're gonna go to Walmart and they're gonna be like, do they have Walmart in Brazil? I don't know if they have Walmart in Brazil. If they do, they're gonna be like, hey, if a guy named Cabrutus comes in here and he wants to buy a game, you tell him no.
They're not good.
You tell him no because he's a bigot.
That's just, but anyway.
But that was kind of what they're doing with Comicsgate. They were like, well, if you want to distribute your comics to comic shops.
Yeah, but comic shops isn't Walmart.
No. Large-scale harassment campaigns like this fuel and are fueled by political events.
Agreed. And a lot of times you guys are the ones that lit the match and are complaining about it.
They lit the match because they farted. As political rhetoric heats up ahead of the U.S. presidential election, this kind of online activity is going to ramp up, and it's important to understand that these phenomena are interrelated.
Of course they are. Oh my God.
This is about
this is everything we've told you. Everything we told you right there. Boom. There it is.
This is kind of like how that sad bitch that what was it? Rewriting Ripley. She was trying to connect all YouTubers who didn't like Disney Star Wars to the alt-right.
Yeah.
Like doing these mental gymnastics. Like, well, because they don't like Rey Skywalker, that means that, oh my God.
We could get put on GamerGate lists and we weren't even part of it. But like, we weren't doing this then. But here's the thing. It's just like everything we said. It was usually because of an election year and they're trying desperately to get views. And they're trying to like say, they're also trying to tie to that, to try to, from a company that's called a narrative, was it narrative production or whatever, that, you know, that they're trying to control.
Narrative production.
Yes,
right.
Exactly. They've been trying and trying and trying. And now they're going to try to leverage this one because it's an election year and they need views and they're trying desperately to keep their damn jobs because all these blogs are going under.
As scholars and journalists have noted.
What scholars and journalists?
We've got an archive here, YouTube links and Slate, and a Slate article.
One Slate article and some YouTube links.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, as scholars...
I thought YouTubers weren't valid sources of news normally. That's what you tell us.
As scholars and journalists have noted, the targeted harassment, hate, and cultural norms that were the heart of GamerGate in the mid-2010s never went away. It's coming from the other side, though. People in game spaces, especially marginalized developers and content creators, face hate and harassment daily, including this guy from Brazil that just put a list together of games he didn't like. Yeah. In fact, research conducted by Take This has outlined an entire spectrum of typology of extremism and dark participation in games that is bigger than any one movement but underlies all of them. It can be scary or uncomfortable to think about it, talk about it, and to understand. In overwhelming situations, it's not unusual to feel at a loss or to have thoughts of helplessness, but there are things we can do to mitigate.
Wait.
The
So
harm.
they're trying to tie the fact that people are sick of the last games that things that Sweet Baby Inc. have worked on have been dog shit.
Yeah.
And they're the common denominator. And because people are like, basically don't play games with Sweet Baby Inc. involved because they suck.
Yeah.
And they're trying to somehow turn that into, if you're going to kill yourself because of this. That's basically what they're trying to do. They're trying to make a mountain out of a molehill. They're trying to amplify and exaggerate the hell out of what's really going on. Of course, they're not mentioning, again, that they started themselves by going to someone's Discord or whatever it was and deliberately trying to cause trouble for somebody who's, not even a white guy.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But, yeah. And this is the one chick that was on Twitter all the time. She was making comments that were kind of racist-y, anything herself. It's like, what the hell?
Racist-y.
My new word, racist.
Racist-y. For everyone, it's extremely important to speak out and step up for folks who are being harmed.
Who exactly is being harmed?
Cabrutus in Brazil.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yes.
But you don't have to speak out for that person.
This kind of support can take on many different forms. This could be an email or a quick check-in with the people in your orbit who are targets of the harassment.
Who's
Cabrutus in Brazil.
But nobody's targeting anybody except the people that are going out there deliberately starting shit. Those are the people that are getting targeted by quote-unquote GamerGate too, are the people that are literally going out to Discord and groups and trying to stir the pot and cause drama. And they're out there flat out telling people to go to harass your marketing teams and insert this crap in there. If you don't like it, too bad, fuck them. They're the ones that started it. They're the ones that are out there harassing everybody. But check in with people who are targets for harassment. You guys are the ones who started the harassment. That's why people are pissed.
During organized harassment campaigns, people sometimes are forced to leave social media and online activity for a time.
Is that why they're all protecting their tweets?
Yeah.
Oh, we're being harassed. Again, you started it. Some of the ones that private their tweets were the ones that literally went in and harassed somebody first.
They often need help filtering messages, dealing with threats, and maintaining their mental well-being.
So do we on a given day, but we have the balls to suck it up and deal with it.
People of marginalized identities often already have some of these tools in place that have historical necessity, but the volume of large campaigns like this can quickly become overwhelming. The still relevant Games Hotline website hosts a digital safety guide that can support people experience targeted harassment.
Who are these common everyday folk that need this information? Who?
Sweet Baby Inc. employees.
The only people I'm seeing getting harassed are the ones that went out there and have done targeted shit first. Mm-hmm. And then the ones that are like spinning lies in their journo friends that are trying to create GamerGate 2.0. That's who I'm seeing getting pushback, and they're the ones that pushed first.
Yeah.
What is that? Don't start a fight, but you better finish it. It's kind of like that.
Yes.
They started it, and then you're supposed to sit there and like turn the other cheek while they slap you again. No, bitch. I'm gonna start a show called or a channel called or website. What they call this? Take that. I'm gonna be like, fuck that, and then there you go.
Take this up the ass. It's my fist.
That's what fuck that. That's fuck that.
Some people would actually like that. Yeah, fuck that. For industry leaders, you may be inclined to be quiet or cautious, but that's not helpful.
You need to take our side because,
you need to, like, this is exactly
don't listen to those people who might get us fired.
This is what happened the first time. This is what happened with Comicsgate too. Like, you had people out of the blue, they'd be like, yeah, and today I had to take my cat to the vet, and I had soup for lunch, and also fuck Comicsgate. Wait, what? Like, what? Like, what the, wait, what? That's what they have to do. You have to say something so we know you're on our side.
Not even that. This whole thing is to try to strong arm the gaming industry to make sure that you take their side and be on and keep them employed. That's what this whole thing's about, because they're afraid they're going to lose their biscuit.
They are.
Here's where it's going to. Okay, they're saying you have to. A major lesson we learned in GamerGate was the importance of taking a loud public stance. At this time, many studios were hesitant to address the hate and abuse from GamerGate in a meaningful way
because they agreed.
Yeah, because you're generating most of it.
Yes.
The reasons varied, but usually this hesitation was born out of fear of losing profits, because you do. Or concerned that taking a stance would attract the attention of the GamerGate mob. No, it's called you were full of shit. They know it. They want to make money, and you're costing them money.
So yeah, I mean, ironically, why should these game studios go out of their way to defend Kotaku when Kotaku takes a shit on them at any point in time? Mm-hmm. I mean, Kotaku took a shit on Nintendo. They took a shit on Warner Brothers with Hogwarts Legacy.
Well, they didn't take a shit on Shorter.
Yeah. So why would they go out of their way to defend these journalists? They're like, yeah, we know they're trash people. I guess you get what you deserve. I'm just saying.
Hate, harassment, toxic behavior have no place in games. So why did you start it?
Yeah, I know, right?
Why did you went out and went to someone's their curated list and went into their Discord and caused a big shitstorm, and you deliberately tried to cause targeted harassment, and then you're sitting there saying there's no place for it? Yeah, you're right. Then why'd you do it?
Yeah. So yeah, they're a nonprofit mental health organization, and they're funded by the government.
Well, they have a grant. That doesn't mean they're funded.
Yeah,
the grant.
So I don't know, guys. There it is. Oh, they're also involved in conventions and COVID and stuff too. Are they the ones that are like, oh yeah,
you have to wear a mask?
You still have to wear a mask in 2024. You have to be like quadruple vaxxed to go to a convention in 2024.
Probably.
Oh my God. This is just basically, these are all the people that have been screaming at nerds online for years, all in one place. Like, oh, here's how to survive conventions, and here's how to fight Gamergate, and all this shit, all the talking points.
But it's just what we said. The journalists are desperate. I mean, aside from this website, the journalists that they're going to are desperate for clicks. The Gamergate got them a lot of attention. They want it back so bad. They've been doing everything they could to make it happen.
Rise in hateful rhetoric in games. Community Spotlight. Game content trigger database.
Triggers database.
This is, where are they from? Oh, Washington. Okay, that explains a lot. Anyway, mental health and layoffs in games. Radicalization in games, a primer. This is bullshit. This website is bullshit. They're bullshit. This is all politics and yeah. Everything wrong with games all in one place. Are we gonna wrap this up?
Yep.
All right, guys. There it is. GamerGate 2. They want it to happen. I don't know if it's happening or not, but we will see. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, and we'll talk later.
Bye.